Welcome to the deep dive. There's this huge thing in the creative world, right? Everyone wants to be their own boss, build their thing. But what happens when you're hustling like crazy, but it's actually for someone else? Today we're diving into something pretty unique, actually. It's a comedy, a comedy skit called Hustling for a Boss, a loop laugh skit. It's by Devin McClarty, owned by D Investment Enterprise LLC, and it's part of this loop laugh series, which is, get this, licensed audiovisual intellectual property managed by the financial engine. So it's not just funny, it's structured like legally protected creative work. Our mission, we're going to break the skit down. Yeah, we'll laugh, definitely. But we're also going to pull up the really sharp insights it has about, being independent as a creator, owning your content, and what really happens with digital distribution, and uses humor to kind of sneak in this powerful message. We want to unpack that aha moment for you.
It's amazing how comedy can just cut through, isn't it? I mean, anyone can be a creator now, basically. But knowing the difference between just like getting your stuff out there and actually owning it, that's huge. This skit, even though it's funny, it's giving a basic lesson in IP, intellectual property, your rights, and honestly, financial literacy for anyone trying to build their own thing online. It really makes you ask, what does being your own boss even mean if platforms control where your work ends up?
Okay, let's get right into it. Hustling for a boss. Picture this. The creator, he's totally hyped, standing by a big TV screen, and his movie, it's playing on Tubi. Narrating enthusiastically. He's puffing his chest out, totally proud, saying, y'all see this, my movie on Tubi? I told you I'm out here hustling. I'm my own boss now. You can just feel the pride, right?
Oh, yeah, that initial buzz of seeing your work somewhere big.
Exactly. But then, boom, friend one hits him with the first jab. Super calm, kind of skeptical, just asks, hold up, who owns it now?
Straight to the point. Love it.
And the creator's reaction is just gold. There's this pause, right? You can see the wheels turning, maybe a little panic. And then he mumbles, kind of sheepishly, Tubi.
And the audience gets it immediately.
Oh, yeah. Big laugh in the skit. Perfect setup. And friend one just drops the punchline, so casual. So you hustling for a boss. And bam, there it is. The whole conflict right there.
That pivot is so critical. Why do you think creators often miss that? They focus so much on the distribution, getting seen, and overlook the ownership.
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it? The skit just nails it. That pride the creator feels. It's all about distribution. Getting it on Tubi, friend one immediately flips it to ownership. That's where the real control, the long-term value is.
Right. It's the difference between getting your song played on the radio versus owning the master recording.
Exactly. This first exchange, it just perfectly captures that central theme, the illusion of independence when you've actually signed away your rights. The skit uses laughter to kind of disarm you and hits you with this really important lesson.
Yeah, creators often confuse getting seen with being in control. The excitement of, I made it onto this platform can totally overshadow the question of, wait, what did I actually agree to?
So distribution feels like the win.
It feels like the win, especially early on. Platforms make it look easy, right? Upload here, get seen. But the ownership stuff, that's buried in the terms, it's complex, it doesn't feel as immediate, so it's a very common blind spot.
Okay, so let's say a creator signs a licensing agreement. They give Tubi permission to show the film. How is that fundamentally different from owning it outright and just using Tubi to get it seen?
Okay, good question. So a license is basically permission. You, the creator, still own the underlying work, hopefully, but you're letting someone else use it under certain rules. But the terms of that license are everything. Is it exclusive, meaning only Tubi can show it, or non-exclusive, so you can put it elsewhere too?
Right.
And for how long? A year, 5 years? Yeah. Or is it perpetual forever? Those details dictate how much control you actually keep.
So if you own it outright,
you call the shots. You can license it to Tubi and Netflix and sell DVDs and chop it up for YouTube clips, whatever. You control all those potential money streams. If you just focus on distribution without locking down ownership, you often sign away those future options without even realizing it.
Which brings us perfectly to scene two. The creator's trying to save face, right? He's a bit defensive, narrating, adopting friend two's knowing tone. He goes, but I got paid though. They cut me a check, trying to justify it,
The classic, but I got paid defense.
Totally. But friend two is having none of it. He leans in, big grin, and says, yeah, once. Meanwhile, Tubi getting paid every time somebody streams it. You ain't the boss?
Yeah.
You, the employee of your own movie.
Oof, that line, employee of your own movie.
Isn't it brilliant?
Yeah.
Just flips the whole thing. And the creator, he's just kind of mumbling, almost desperate. But I'm on Tubi, though. And the audience laughs again. Because, you see, he's still clinging to that visibility, even though friend two just exposed the cost.
And that cost is huge. This scene really nails the financial imbalance. That one-time payment, the flat fee, it can feel amazing at first. Like, wow, real money for my creation.
Especially if you're just starting out.
Exactly. It gives you that immediate validation, maybe some cash flow. But friend two points out the long game. The platform owns it or has a super broad license, and they just keep making money. Every stream, every ad view, potentially forever.
While the creator got paid once.
Right. This is where royalties or revenue sharing should come in. Royalties are ongoing payments for using your IP. A rev share means you get a slice of the income generated. Platforms are often gatekeepers, right? They have the audience. So they offer a deal, often an upfront fee, that essentially buys out your future earning potential. Creators think, great, a check. But they might be giving away years of potential passive income.
So it's crucial to understand that difference.
Okay.
Flat fee versus ongoing earnings.
Absolutely. Are you really aware of the long-term financial hit you might take by accepting that one check? Are you negotiating for a revenue share? Or are you keeping enough rights to earn royalties elsewhere? It's about the future value, not just the quick cash.
Which makes that employee of your own movie line just sting, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like you punch the clock for someone else's passive income stream.
precisely.
And the creator keeps saying, but I'm on Tubi. That pull of visibility is strong. Is there ever a time when trading ownership for visibility actually makes strategic sense? Or is it usually a bad deal?
Well, it's nuanced, you know? It's not always a simple trap. For someone brand new, maybe getting any exposure on a big platform is the most important first step. It builds your name, your portfolio.
Okay, so maybe for a first project.
Perhaps. The key is being strategic. Maybe you do a short-term, non-exclusive deal for an early work just to get noticed, but you learn from it. And for your next bigger project, you hold on to your ownership, you negotiate harder for better terms, maybe demand rev share.
So understand the trade-off you're making.
Exactly. The trap isn't necessarily doing one deal like this. It's not understanding the implications, thinking all visibility is worth giving up control, and repeating that pattern without learning. It's about weighing that short-term boost against long-term value and control, consciously.
All right. That leads us to the killer final scene. Scene 3. This one's pure visual comedy gold. Another friend walks in. Doesn't say much at first. Narrating deadpan delivery for friend 3. He's wearing this, like, fake movie theater uniform, little paper hat, carrying popcorn like he works concessions. He just looks at the creator and deadpans. Hey, bro, since you work for Tubi now, what time you clock in?
Perfect.
The audience just loses it. It's so simple. The uniform tells the whole story, drives the point home like nothing else. You just imagine the creator shrinking.
Yeah, the visual gag just solidifies everything they've been saying.
And the narrator wraps it up perfectly. And that's what we call hustling for a boss. Done. Case closed.
That physical comedy, the uniform, it makes the abstract concept totally concrete, doesn't it? He's not just metaphorically working for the platform. He looks like he literally needs to clock in.
Right.
The humor comes from that massive gap between how the creator saw himself as independent boss and the reality his friends just slapped him with.
So what does that final gag say about, like, the creator's autonomy, their control over their own brand?
It says a lot. When you sign away those broad IP rights, you lose say over how your work is used, when it's used, where it's used. Think about brand control. Maybe 2D uses a clip from his movie in an ad he hates, or pairs it with content that clashes with his image. If he's working for Tubi, he probably has zero say. He's wearing their uniform, metaphorically speaking. His autonomy is gone.
The skit just uses this funny, relatable situation to expose what's often hidden in the legal jargon of contracts. It makes it real.
Exactly. It turns legalese into a punchline.
So wrapping this up for you, the listener, whether you're making stuff online, watching it, or just curious about how this whole digital world works, this little skit, funny as it is, carries a pretty heavy warning, right? Applies to videos, music, apps, writing, anything you create.
Definitely. It makes you really think about words like hustle and boss. Are you just hustling to get seen? Or are you hustling to build something you actually own and control? Because that real control, that long-term financial security, it's tied up in ownership, not just getting distributed. It boils down to understanding your intellectual property rights, probably your most valuable asset.
Yeah, exactly. It shows why you have to ask, okay, but who owns it now? Why you need to look past that first check and think about ongoing value, ongoing control. It's so easy to get swept up in the excitement of just being on a platform.
We see it constantly. Artists, writers, developers, anyone making digital content faces this. That initial thrill of distribution can blind you to what you're giving away long term.
So how can creators actually do this? How can they position themselves to keep ownership, to really be the boss?
Well, it takes more than just making cool stuff. It takes being strategic about the business side. Understanding licensing is key.
Okay, break that down a bit more. What do they look for?
All right, first, exclusive versus non-exclusive. Exclusive means only that one platform gets it for the contract period. Big commitment. Non-exclusive means you can put it other places too. Often better for reach, maybe less money per platform, but more control.
Right, keep your options open.
Then duration, how long are you licensing it for? A year? 5? Or, and this is a big one, perpetual. Perpetual means forever. That's a massive amount of control to give away. You need to know exactly how long they have rights.
Okay, exclusivity and duration. Got it. What other contract traps are common? What questions should creators absolutely ask?
Huge trap. Work for hire. If you sign that, you're not legally the author. The company paying you is. They own it from the start. Full stop. Avoid that if you want ownership.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Another is granting really broad rights, like they can use your stuff in ways you never imagined across different media forever, maybe without paying you more or even asking.
Yikes.
So questions to ask, like a checklist. 1, who owns the actual IP when this deal is done? Not just distribution, but the core ownership. 2, license terms. Exclusive yet non-exclusive. Duration. Where territories. 3, money. Flat fee. Royalty. Rev share. If it's a flat fee, what future earnings am I giving up? Can we add bonuses if it does well? 4, exit clause. Can I take my content down if I want to? Under what conditions? 5, other rights. Are they getting rights to make merchandise? Sequels, translations. Do I get paid more for those? 6, metadata control. Who controls the info about my content online? This affects how it's found, credited, and tracked. Super important.
That is super practical, way beyond just read the contract. It gives you specific things to look for and fight for. And this isn't just for filmmakers, right? Musicians,
Yep.
app devs.
Absolutely universal. Musicians, do you own your masters, the recordings, or does the label? Huge difference in who controls licensing revenue. App developers, does the App Store own your code or just distribute the app? Can you take your code elsewhere? Writers.ebook rights, film adaptation rights. Who controls those? It always comes back to that core question. Are you handing over control just to get distributed, or are you using distribution strategically while keeping the reins?
So what's the alternative then? Can creators just bypass all this? Truly be their own boss?
Yes, absolutely. It usually takes more upfront effort, though. Direct distribution is huge now. Platforms like Patreon, Gumroad, you sell straight to your fans. You set the price, keep most of the money.
More work, but more control.
Totally. Build your own website, self-publish your book or music, handle your own marketing. It means wearing more hats, marketer, business manager, but you own everything. That's a different kind of hustle, but it's a hustle where you're definitely the boss.
Man, this deep dive into hustling for a boss, it really hammered home how powerful humor can be for landing these big ideas. It's such a clear reminder that being truly independent as a creator, it's more complicated than just posting stuff online.
It really is. So the next time you see something cool online or you're thinking about a deal for your own work, remember this skit. Ask those hard questions we talked about. Am I just getting seen, or do I actually own this? Am I hustling for me, or am I hustling for a boss? Knowing the difference is everything for your future.
Great stuff. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Keep learning, keep asking those questions, and really watch out for that difference between just getting distributed and truly owning your work. And here's something to think about. If your creation keeps making money, maybe even growing in value, long after you got that single check, who's really benefiting from your hustle? What's one specific step you could take maybe this week to make sure you stay the boss of what you create?